Hi everybody! Thank you for joining me today for our Friday sketch video. And today's video we're going to be doing this sketch here. It's by, I want to say it's Sugar Pea. And I like this sketch because it's simple and we can do easy cuts and sizes. So the base pattern, the diamond shape, is going to be our base pattern paper, and then the strip that goes across I made 1.5 inches, and I gave it a mat that's 1 5/8 inches in the width, and the length for both of them are 4 inches. And these are the only 2 sheets that I actually have left of that paper pad. The rest is all these little bits that we're going to be using, one of them for this project right here. So what I'm getting ready to do is bring out my cutter tool, and the pattern paper that I've chosen for my base for today's is part of the Cream and Sugar. Is it Cream and Sugar? Yeah, Cream and Sugar by Doodlebug. And I went back to this one because I have a group that gets together monthly, and I forgot that I was supposed to do the Valentine's Day card, so I wanted to, get something and put it together, and I had to make 8. So I wanted to, use something that was cheerful in color and would be really cute. So I'm just attaching this to the mat, and my paper I made 4 by 5 1/4, and then I attached it to a mat, the black mat, that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just slightly bigger, so it just gets a nice little clean border. And then we're going to attach it here to our front. And I started using the wet glue and the tape runner. I like that. I feel more secure, and there's nothing worse than going by someone's place and seeing your card like peeling apart because you didn't use enough tape. I hate that feeling. So whenever I'm giving something away, I always like to make sure I use enough glue either way. So I think I just found my piece that I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut this one down to, I said 1.5 by 4. And the black mat that we have already sitting there is 1 5/8 by 4. So it won't have any mat going around the 2 ends. And it's going to line up the distance of our pattern paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that attached real quick. And the other thing is too, like if you ever find that you have trouble with your glue sticking really quick, if you use the wet glue, sometimes it gives you time to where you can lift it up without tearing your paper. So if you're a person who likes to have that little bit of wiggle room, then I would always suggest using both. And then on the picture, it looked like it was about 1/4 inch down. So that's where I'm putting our paper, and I'm just testing my circle. Now, as far as the circle size, I think it all depends on what you want to do. I just wanted to do a sentiment, and I wanted to keep it simple, so this was the best size for me. But if you wanted to go smaller, you could always make your strip 1/2 inch or 1 inch, and then, do a smaller circle. So there's a lot of different ways you can create the same exact pattern. So right now, I'm looking through the side pieces, the little strips that I had, trying to figure out which 3 pieces I was going to use for the flags. So right now, I want to say I was trimming the one down, and I'm going to go ahead and do the flag end on this one by itself. And then the other piece I have, I'm going to make them both the same size. And then do the banner on that one as well. And the banner, the easiest way is to cut up the middle, and then from each of the ends cut to the center, and you'll get, a banner. So I'm going to do it again, up to the center, from one end and the other, and you create your little banner. So now we're going to attach these. And I purposely made sure that the one in the middle was going to be longer than the other 2, but that they would all line up and create, an straight edge basically, even though you're not going to see it. It's going to go behind our circle here. And I'm just lining it up with where my sentiment is, so I can make sure when I lay it down, it's in the right spot. And I have enough of the banner showing, but if I need to, I can always move them up if I needed to at the time. I wanted to give it a little bit of dimension, so I'm just taking some 3M foam tape, and I'm just going to put it all over the back. Once again, you know, I'm probably using more than what other people probably would use, but like I said, when I'm giving it away, I always go a little bit extra because I'd rather err on the side of overly adhesive than not enough. So we're just going to take the backings off. And then once we get the backing off, we're going to lay it down. Now, if you need to just double check, you can just lightly lay it down, and if it looks right, then press it down. If you only let it lay kind of lightly on top, then you can potentially move it if it's not in the right spot. Now, this Nuvo drop I used on the other cards that I made, and what's really cool about it is it actually dries clear, so it almost looks like little water drops. And whatever it's behind, I think it also takes part of that color. But on this one, because there were so many patterns and everything on the base paper, I decided to use the green. So that way it would just stand out a little bit and be a little different. To show you can do so many different things. You can change up the Nuvo drops. You could use brads if you wanted to. You can, you know, add as far as your bling or whatever you want to finish off the card. You really, the sky's the limit. It's all up to, you know, what you can think of. And then I just put another sentiment with it said bear hug. I don't know if you could see it. I kind of opened it a little bit too fast, but it's super cute. We're going to sign in the center for the ladies and give them all candy. It'll be nice. So here's a close-up of the front of our sketch. And this one was fun. Like I said, even though it's super simple, this is a good way to get started on sketches, is to find one that you can pretty much get the size. If you're off by a little bit, it's not going to ruin the sketch, and you get used to the idea of trying to size it for your cards. So that's why I chose it, and that's why a lot of times I'll choose some of the easier ones, because they're good to get yourself like started if you've never done it before. Now here at the end, I'm going to have links to previous Friday sketch videos, and please, if you have any comments or suggestions, you can leave them down in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.